Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Yeah. I'm a 3-in-1 girl, as Miss Cracker would say.
Oh my god.
That's all white
And
people.
we're recording.
Yay! Can't you tell we just watched the finale?
It's almost been a week at this point.
It's been
yeah.
what's today? Yeah,
Wednesday.
about a week. It's a
Yeah.
Wednesday. This I don't know when this is coming out.
Probably Sunday.
That's
see.
fine. I don't care. There's the only thing happening is like the Vegas show, which no, it's not happening until August. I'm totally confused about the RuPaul Vegas show.
Same.
Because they were like advertising it was going to start like on Friday, and it's not starting till the end of August, so I'm just in confusion.
Maybe we should introduce what we're doing.
For the first time ever, we are not in the same room together.
No. Hi, kids. We've missed you.
I've missed you, Martyr. Holy
I
crap.
missed you too, Caitlin. This is the
Aw.
first time I've seen Caitlin
Yeah.
face to face, quote
Unquote, face to face.
And I guess since February.
Yeah, February. That's
Oh,
crazy.
shit.
I mean, we
Yeah.
text each other, but that's different.
Yeah. But hi, kids. I'm Martyr,
I'm C.Tepper.
and this is Wigging Out.
We're in coronavirus pandemic forever.
Coronavirus.
Woo.
To start off the show, I do want to apologize for our long break.
Well, our lives have kind of upended so much that the whole world has changed since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, let me look it up right now. When was our last episode? But
The end of February.
End of February.
Yeah.
We had 2 episodes ready, technically 3, but
yeah. And they're still going to come out.
yeah, eventually. I think they're going to be very dated, so
That's okay.
it'll be
I
interesting.
honestly don't care that they're dated.
Okay. But should I spoil who we interviewed?
No.
Okay, then I won't. But they were one of them in particular. We got like 3 hours worth of recording,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I've been dreading editing it. So
It's going to be such a weird edit now, so much
Yeah.
later.
yeah,
But
sorry, kids.
It's worth it. It's a good guest.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We both had weird lives, and
Our whole lives have completely upended living in New York.
yep. I had Corona at the end
You
of
had corona.
March.
You did.
That was fun.
I was freaking out for you because you were my first friend to get it. And then
I-
after you, all my friends got it.
Yeah. I honestly wasn't that bad. I was worried towards like the end of my symptoms because it like ramped up and it got a little scary, but I feel fine now. I just got tested again last week because I was having symptoms, but hopefully
And you
I'm
can't
fine.
get it again. But
Yeah. I feel fine right now. Like
Okay.
my only symptom is like I have like some congestion and like a slight cough, but it feels more like it's from congestion, so it's like whatever.
yeah.
And then let's see, we were gonna record when All Stars started, and then the protest happened.
Black
and I
Lives Matter happened.
yeah. And I was pretty active in going to
you were
protests
running
and
around
stuff.
Brooklyn.
So it was a little hard to just find time.
It was just such a crazy time. Like
every
in
time
general.
we were planning to record, something happened.
Yeah,
And
and
it
it's
just-
still been doing that up until today. And I almost had to cancel today too because like
Oh my
life
God.
has just been so crazy.
Yeah. We were gonna record this past weekend, but we can talk about this right now. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we learned about the passing of Lady Red from
Yes.
Hey Queen, and
Yeah.
Caitlin was very close with them.
Yeah.
And
Lady Red was basically like my drag mother. We spent so much time together. She was just an incredible person. And like the people who were fans of her on Hey Queen, like the person you see on the show is the same exact person you see off camera. Like genuine, loving, hilarious. You could sing the house down boots. And she was like a big presence in West Hollywood. She like did security for like Food Bar. So like she was everywhere in West Hollywood. Like a lot of drag queens look up to her as a mother figure. And I called her my drag mother even though she wasn't my mom, but we were very close. And it was just devastating. Unfortunately, she has I think it's called vomiting cyclic syndrome. It's like a lifelong disease. So she's been dealing with this for a long time, but she always bounced back. So no matter how sick she was feeling, she'd be like okay after she had like, you know, whatever issues. So she was currently in the hospital and I thought, oh, she'll be fine because she always bounces back like nothing's happened. And unfortunately that didn't happen.
Yeah, it was such a shock, especially after I don't know. It just felt like really all of a sudden. I mean, I knew she was in the hospital, but it was just like right after Shea winning All Stars. We'll get into that
It was
later.
literally the next day. Yeah. I'm glad it didn't happen during that craziness of the finale because I would be worried about it overshadowing the news.
I was just worried, or I was very upset because it was like our community couldn't even like celebrate a queen being crowned until tragedy hit again. And it was just really sad. I've been a fan of Hey Queen, so to see her gone is very upsetting.
It's just it doesn't feel real to me. Like she was always just like there, especially in LA. Like I really wanted to go back to LA this year, but there's no way during the pandemic. So, but I always expected to see her. She's always around LA. It was just like I can't imagine the world without her because she was such a huge presence there.
Yeah. So our condolences go out to the family and friends.
Yeah, especially Johnny McGovern. Like he did so much for Lady Red way before all this. They were like best friends. And Johnny, I hope you're doing well because we love Lady Red a lot and we love you as well.
I don't know if they've reached their goal yet, but there is a new GoFundMe. Oh, they have. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was going to put it in the description. I still might.
No, please
we should
do.
Support her.
So they set up a GoFundMe to lay Lady Red down and funeral costs, but also medical bills. But I don't think they know how much the medical bills are yet. So please keep donating because even though they hit the goal in one day, which it really warmed my heart to see like how many people like reached out and like all, especially because I was part of the Hate Queen team, like all the Hate Queen team, we all donated the same exact amount of money, which is crazy. Like we all decided, yes, this is how much we can give right now with everything going on. And I'm just glad like everyone donated. If you donated to the GoFundMe for Lady Red, I thank you from the bottom of my heart because she meant so much to the people who knew her, but I know towards the world as well.
Yeah.
And like it seems unreal without her here. It's just
gone but not forgotten. She's still a staple. She'll be a staple.
Yeah, we're never gonna forget Lady Red ever.
And to move on, not to move on from Lady Red, but I guess I mean COVID's affected us, but it's also affected the community in such a weird way too. As well, losing loved ones. I haven't in particular lost anybody, but I know friends who have lost relatives and such. My
dad's friend of 40 years got COVID and unfortunately passed. It's just crazy, especially if you're from New York. So many people passed away, so everyone knows somebody. I've also had friends who've had very severe reactions from COVID, and they're still not recovered from it, and that's really, really scary.
I have a long-lasting symptom, but that's about it. I live pretty normal. I was definitely one of the lucky ones. I recognize that. But
I've been hidden in Staten Island, so I fortunately haven't caught it yet. But I do plan on moving, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, I am too. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. But I don't know. I guess you have you left Staten Island at all?
No. Just once because I had to go to a medical appointment, but that was it. I have not left Staten Island. I haven't seen any of my friends in person. Like, I've only seen my boyfriend, but we haven't kissed. We've kept social distancing this whole time. Like, nothing has changed. But I see, like, people on, like places outside of New York, and they don't take it seriously at all, and they're just having parties and going crazy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's crazy.
I guess I've been outside more.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely during the protests.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's nice to explore your neighborhood too.
Yeah.
And you live right by a park, which is very nice.
I've been walking around the park every day. It's been very nice. Been getting that exercise because I definitely
been so hot
gained
lately,
the
too.
COVID 15, 20, I don't know.
Oh my God. I don't even want to know how much weight I've gained. Like, I don't want to know because, like, I've been ordering in snacks because at the beginning you couldn't go to, like, the grocery store. There was nothing there. So I had to order in all my snacks. And, oh my God, I just went crazy and bought so many snacks and been eating it every day and not exercising.
When I was working from home, I would order out a lot and just count it as, like, a tax benefit. So I gained a lot of weight there, but I haven't been doing that as much. So, I'm also unemployed now.
So am I. Yeah, we both lost our jobs thanks to COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
Yay, we're all
speaking
unemployed.
of jobs, and I think we should talk about some clubs closing.
Yeah.
Some staples in at least New York have closed. I know it's more of also a nationwide problem.
But New York, I think, has been affected more than any place else. Apparently, 3,000 businesses have closed in New York City since COVID. 3,000. That's
so
insane.
But we lost the beloved. I don't know if it's beloved. I've only been there once. But Therapy.
I can talk about Therapy because Therapy was the first bar I went to see a real, like, legit New York City drag show where I saw Bob perform The Help way before Drag Race. And it was because I've been to the Lori Beachman, which had a lot of Drag Race girls, but that's more like a cabaret space. But Therapy was like a legit gay bar / cabaret for the shows. But, like, it was such a nice venue. That's where the girls really cut their teeth to make it. So many Drag Race girls had to go through that club to make it on Drag Race. They wouldn't have gotten on without Therapy. And it was literally like if anyone came to New York, that's where I would take them because they had the best food. No other gay bar has food like them. And you could sit down and just watch a show.
More bars
uninterrupted.
Need food.
Yeah, good
Personal
food
gripe.
and also just like sitting down. It's just like those two things like you just take for granted. I never thought Therapy would close. Therapy was like there's like 3 like bars in Hell's Kitchen that are like the big bars, and Therapy was one of them.
I've talked to a few friends about it, and from what I can understand, it's more of they make so much money and their rent's so high.
Well,
when,
so
like,
what
that
I
ends,
think happened, because I was talking to someone about it, because they had the building next door had some sort of health code violation. So before COVID, they had to shut down for a couple months already. So that they lost a lot of business.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and that was just like the owners just decided like it's time to go. The NBC actually did a really interesting news segment with the owners before they decided to close, but you could kind of see that's the way they were headed, and they were just like, it's just impossible to have this type of business right now. And it's such a shame because we need these queer spaces, but I think Corona's going to change everything.
And I remember Stonewall was having a fundraiser for, and they did meet their goal, which is good. But it was so wild to me because it was during Pride Month, and like Pride celebrations were using the Stonewall name, and then like hiring a bunch of celebrities. But then like the bar was literally threatened to close, and I was like, this is weird. But I'm glad it made its goal. And
hopefully
then also,
it'll stay okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And then also Julius. Is it Julius or Julius's?
Yeah,
whatever.
Julius, I think.
I think. Was also having some issues. But
they talked about that on NBC.
I don't
know what's going on with that.
I don't either. And then I've
never been there, so I don't know much about it.
I don't know if it's the only or the last, but the black-owned queer bar in Harlem was threatened to close, but they made enough money. I don't remember
I didn't know that
off the top of my head.
Wasn't that a new bar?
I don't remember, but I remember
management gets kind of confusing unless you like actually work in the industry.
But they made their goal, so I think they're staying open, which is really good to hear.
Yeah.
But in Brooklyn, we unfortunately lost the Vault, which was a newer space.
I'm upset about that because I really liked it there. Like, every time I went, it was nice. Like, there was space, which I'm not used to in Brooklyn.
As a performer, I wasn't super.
It didn't have a
into
great
it.
stage for performing at all, but I think just as like someone just going there.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue was it was kind of out of the way for me to get there.
Yeah.
Like, it was a trek.
It was only open for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that old, but
I liked
it
it a
is sad
lot
to go.
though. I'm like, anytime you lose a queer space, it's just
Yeah.
devastating. It's just horrible. What did I say?
The owners still have places. Like, the one of the owners owns the Rosemont, like, and I think another one has some stake in Macri. So, like, there's still places. It's just one less, which we already lost a bunch last year.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that the bars that have open spaces are the ones that are now able to kind of open and still have drag shows, which is kind of a new thing. $3 Bill just had a show the other day. It was all outside.
Yeah, there's been some controversy.
Oh, really?
about
I
that.
have no idea. Well, they were outside, so I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not leaving Staten Island anytime soon.
This isn't to shame any of the performers or the bar staff. From what I've heard, and I haven't seen any pictures, it seemed a lot like
I saw a video. It seemed
masks off, passing the mic around and stuff.
okay.
And
Oh, I didn't see that.
I get these spaces need to make money, and these girls need to make money too. But I don't know. I feel like it's still too early to do, even if it's outdoor like that. I feel like it's too early. Cases are still rising and stuff.
Yeah. Well, Fire Island is like another thing because they've been doing a lot of drag performers there too.
Yeah, what a nightmare.
Well, there's like Fire Island has so much drama as usual, but like with the drag shows in itself, it actually seems pretty safe from the drag show perspective.
I just remember there was. Did you miss that whole controversy with the guy?
Yeah, now I know. Yeah.
Oh, you know about it? Yeah.
Oh, the guy who went to the beach?
who
that guy?
who tested
had
positive for
COVID?
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I know.
And
But
he
that
was
wasn't
present
at like a
bunch of parties.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure a lot of people aren't safe right now. It's sad because my friend's working at Fire Island. I wanted to visit, but no way now. No way.
Is
It's
that
just not the
Rose?
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin.
Yeah. I know she moved here. Poor thing. I mean, no one was.
Well,
expecting to
the
move
crazy thing is,
during
like,
COVID.
Robin moved here and everyone else has moved home. The
Yeah,
amount of performers who've had to, like, leave and go back to their childhood homes because, like, there's no work anymore is staggeringly high.
Not to be preemptive, but that might be me in a month.
I really hope not. I mean, apparently we could do this here, so.
Yeah.
But
We'll see. The government needs to kick its own ass and get into gear.
oh my
but
god.
We'll see.
I know.
What else? Yeah, so drag's different now, obviously. Spaces are becoming limited. A lot of it has moved online,
Yes.
obviously. I guess we've seen a rise in, like, digital drag.
Yeah, so digital drag has kind of been like the placeholder because no one can go to bars anymore. And especially right when right when quarantine started, like, it just exploded. Like, everyone was doing digital drag, like, Instagram Live. Oh my god.
All the updates, Jesus.
I just never want another Instagram Live notification for the rest of my life.
Oh,
like,
I got like 3 since we started recording.
yeah,
so.
like, but when the, like, quarantine first started, it would be like 15 at a time, just like simultaneous recordings and all that jazz.
Drag queens are like cockroaches. No pandemic's
keep
gonna
them
kill
down.
us.
Well, the interesting thing is a lot of queens have now had to adapt to, like, a digital format because there was a lot of queens who perform, but they, like, never had, like, the proper equipment to really, like, showcase themselves. And if you're serious about your drag, like, it's now just all online. So You need
I
the
kind of
proper
prefer
equipment.
it, to be honest.
Do you really? I mean, as a performer, you prefer it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much as a viewer.
A viewer, I can't, like, I love drag because of the theatrical aspect of it. So when that's taken away, because digital drag is just like kind of a lot of times pre-recorded, so
Yeah.
you don't have the same live quality, but also you can't get like dancing and like you're very limited in what you can do.
Yeah.
And like for me, it's not an interesting platform yet. Maybe it'll get better, but for now, I'm not crazy about it.
I've been invited to do some, and also, yeah, I've taken place in a few. I don't like going on live, but if I can do a pre-recorded video, it's a little better. But I
Well,
don't
some
know.
places have good. It depends on the format. Like Instagram Live, I just don't think is a good platform for digital drag. But like I was going to Digital Pride Fest, I believe it's called, because my friend was doing a show, Strawberry Fields, who we've had, and it was great. Like I enjoyed it. So it is possible, but it has to be kind of done correctly, I think.
Yeah.
And it also depends on the type of performer you are, because she's a singer, she sings live, so all she has to do is sit there and sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're like a dancer, I don't even know how you
God
make
bless
digital
you.
drag work. Like, it's hard.
I guess when queens post videos, I'm more inclined to watch that on Instagram. But if it's like happening right then
Live,
and there, I
yeah.
feel less inclined to like click on it. I don't
I
know.
also just have like ADD when people are performing live. Like, I cannot pay attention at all. Like, I'm just like on my phone, like having it on the background, and like that's not drag to me. Like, I need to be paying attention.
The one digital drag I did like was the Nightgowns Quibi show.
Oh yeah, that's not technically digital drag, but it kind of is. It's more
think
like
it is.
documentary style.
Yeah. It was I don't like the format of Quibi. I just actually
deleted
just
my
canceled
subscription right after Nightgowns all aired.
yeah.
No offense
But
to Quibi.
it was really big for them to be included in that. And also it was shot really well. And
Well, they had like an award-winning or like award-nominated director for it, and I was there when they shot all the show stuff. So I had already seen all the live stuff, but it was cute to see it. I know they shot a ton of like each queen who's part of the Sasha Velour's nightgowns. They shot a lot of footage of each of those queens, but I feel like they used very little for each episode. I would have liked to see more in depth about like the performers. But I understand
Quibi,
the platform. Yeah.
Yeah. Quibi stands for Quick Bites, which I think is the stupidest name. But
It's so stupid.
So it kind of limited it in how much we got to see per
Yeah.
episode. It was like less than 10 minutes, I think.
Well, so
and-
the whole point of Quibi originally, because no one expected a pandemic to happen, was
Yeah.
like when you're commuting, like taking the subway or something, and you're on your phone just trying to watch something really fast, like in between trains or whatever, you can pop that open and watch it. But because it came out right when quarantine started, like that all went out the window. No one's commuting anymore.
Yeah.
Like the purpose kind of is non-existent. And they also didn't market very well.
And I mean, besides Nightgowns, there's not a lot of queer content. So
I didn't
don't
watch
really have a lot of
anything
interest.
else on Quibi.
I think I checked out a few things, but I was like not into it. So
It's
I
just,
hope Sasha gets the footage, or like the Nightgowns people get the footage, and they can put it out after Quibi probably dies.
well,
But,
like it was. I think they like raised like $1 billion or something, like hundreds
Two.
of millions, $2
$2
billion.
billion, yeah.
Oh my god! And like they barely even scratched. And it was run by Jeffrey Katzenberg, who used to work for Disney. And if you watch the Disney documentary about, there's on Disney Plus, there's a documentary about like, I think it's in the Imagineering documentary.
Oh, I've
and,
read
like,
I've read
they
the
did
book
not
Disney
paint him in a
War.
very good light.
Yeah, I read the book Disney War, which is mostly about Michael Eisner, but
Yeah.
the Katzenberg stuff is in there. Very fascinating. Well, now that we're on a Disney tangent, no.
Oh my god! So the funny thing is, just talking about subscriptions in general, The only thing I've been liking on Disney Plus is just all the documentaries. Like, I don't watch any of the movies because I've seen them all so many times, but the documentaries are fascinating. So if you need something to do in quarantine.
Caitlin has given me access to her Disney Plus. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before.
Disney.
I literally only watched Star Wars content and then nothing else.
I literally only watched oh my god, the fairy tale weddings. Even though I'm not into the wedding industrial complex, it also makes for great television. So I cry every single episode of fairy tale weddings.
Oh wait, I think I heard of that. One of my favorite YouTubers, I think, reviewed it, but it's like clearly
it's so over the top, insane, and it's for rich people.
Usually,
Disney weddings are so expensive.
Are like not into Disney as much, so they'll be
no.
They'll give them like some random like Star Wars or Marvel. I love it.
It's so good though. I recommend it. It's great. I cry every episode.
Well, before we get too insane on different tangents, I think we should take a break, and we can talk about Drag Race since we missed.
Yeah,
3
we're going to also
seasons.
talk a little bit about some other stuff before Drag Race.
Okay. We'll be right back, kids.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
I know. Wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig. Did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig
We can
to go flying.
And we're back.
Oh. It's so weird because we don't take the same types of breaks we did.
Yeah.
Before.
Usually
We
we
would
would
like
actually
take like an
breaks.
hour break and stuff, and like now there's just.
I've learned like other podcasts just like straight go into it. I guess that makes sense. They just want to cut up the episode.
Well,
but
also a lot of podcasts don't record the way we used to record, which is in person. Most podcasts don't do that.
that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like
And
recording in person.
I prefer recording in person. I don't want to do anything.
And then I can get drunk and Caitlin makes fun of me. But
That's shit too. Oh, did you drink today?
no, I haven't. I've been really good. I'm on a diet right now.
I need to be on a diet.
I'm trying to lose my COVID weight.
It's so hard.
I know.
The struggle.
Literally walking like 5 miles a day, 5.5. And then I do Ring Fit Adventure.
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous because I only have the Switch Lite, so I can't do anything normal. I really wanted to do the dance one, but can't do that or the.
I'm sure you can
roping
get
one.
different controllers.
No, Switch Lite is very limited. But I mainly only use handheld, so it doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, just a diversion. If anyone wants to play with me on Animal Crossing, I really need more friends. All my friends have quit Animal Crossing. Like, please, just DM me on Instagram at C.Tepper. Like, I need friends on Animal Crossing. Just give me your items. Thank you. That's been a PSA.
I still go on Animal Crossing every day. I have a new roommate, and they got back into it. Like, they just started a new town or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And because they were using their old roommate's Switch to do it, so they bought a Switch to do it.
Yeah.
And they got me back and playing again. So
yay! I missed you. All my friends quit Animal Crossing. It's only like me and like 2 other people.
I love my island. I think it's perfect, but
I keep having to fix my island, but I'm lazy. I don't want to do it because terraforming takes so long.
Oh yeah, T. But mine's all Garden of Eden themed, so it's very natural.
I haven't been there in months. I miss it.
My
just wanna
house
use
is
your
a
shop.
literal church. There's like pews and like
What?
organs and stuff. Yeah.
Since when? Invite me.
Oh my God, you're welcome over whenever. I haven't
Yay.
played today, but I will. Anyway.
Okay, let's get back
Let's
to
talk
like
about
the
gay
actual
shit.
show. So before we get into all the Drag Race stuff, I just wanted to mention about the Voss Events drive-in drag, since we're talking about how things have changed since all the quarantine stuff. So I personally haven't gone to any of the drive-in drag shows. My parents have a car, but I don't have a car. So, and also they were doing it in Jersey, but they're doing it all across the country. But on Reddit, like there was like 2 different commenters who gave like the most scathing reviews about how how short it is and like it's not worth how much it is.
Like,
I mean, what could they really do? But it's interesting, like, concerts in general are, like, all drive-in now, which is so bizarre to me.
Like the Chainsmokers.
Oh,
Did
well,
you see
that was, that wasn't even a drive-in concert. That was just a regular concert.
Oh, my God. What a mess.
But I wonder how many, because Voss Events is, like, obviously one of the leading, like, drag producers. I wonder how, like, is this going to be a trend that continues during quarantine?
I could
they have
see
a
that
bunch
in
of
places outside of New York. But
Yeah, outside of New York, it kind of makes sense. Like, a lot of people have cars. But in New York, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But they did in Jersey, so people have cars there, so it's a little different.
I don't know. It's an interesting concept.
I don't
but
really understand how it works. Do they just have giant video screens? Because how can you really see from your car, especially if you're parked behind other cars?
From what I can tell, it seems.
Because I
like
know they're on a
parking
stage
lots.
performing.
Yeah.
I'm just very confused.
I don't know. I hope
If someone
well.
has like gone to the show, let us know.
Yeah,
via
I'd love to hear
Martyr,
an
like,
actual review.
Yeah, like if anyone's actually gone to it, like I just am genuinely curious how this is. Because on Reddit, somebody, like 2 people were like really not about it.
It feels very like turn of the century like freak show. Just like going from town to town, stopping.
Yeah,
and
it's
doing,
like very vaudeville,
Yeah.
like a circus.
I'm kind of about it.
I'm about that too, but the fact that you need a car is just
Yeah.
not. I don't like driving. My driver's license has expired in quarantine, so not driving anymore.
I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I'll admit this. So I do have a driver's license. It's in Florida, but our Florida test doesn't test for parallel parking, so I do not
You're
know how to
so
parallel
lucky. You're so lucky. My driver almost like walked out of my car when I was doing my
my
test
God.
because I like did it too close to the car, but it wasn't. I did it correctly, but he was like, "You are too close to this car."
Anyways, I'm worried about moving because I can't parallel park.
Well, if you move to DC, that's all parallel parking. Literally, you have to parallel park everywhere in DC. So good luck. You're gonna have to learn real quick.
I know. If I move, I mean, this is off topic, but whatever. If I move to DC, I'm gonna have help from my family. But if I move here, I'll probably have to hire some movers because I can't do shit. It's fine.
I know the struggle. Moving during a pandemic is not cute. Not about that life. Even though we're both doing it.
I know. So.
All right, now
Drag Race.
what everyone's been actually like waiting for us to actually talk about.
I know. Drag Race. Our
Drag
thoughts.
Race, woo! So when we last recorded, the first episode hadn't even aired yet.
Oh my God.
And now we're like there's been like 3 seasons since
I was gonna say
recorded.
we like missed 3 seasons completely.
It's literally 3 seasons.
Which is wild to me that there's been 3 seasons of Drag Race in 2020.
Oh, so far. And there would have
so
been
far, yeah.
UK, but because of the pandemic, they had to stop recording. I don't know if they've gone back to the UK to finish yet, because obviously. But the thing is, with travel, I don't even know how the US production crew would get there, because we're currently not allowed to go to Europe.
Or anywhere else for that matter.
Or, yeah, definitely. So I wonder if they've like finished recording. I heard the new season of UK Drag Race is just all like Instagram queens who aren't very talented.
I haven't heard any
that's what I've
rumors.
heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love the first season UK. But back to US. Let's start with season 13.
Or should we go to season 12 and talk about it?
Season 12, I mean. Why don't I wrote season 13 by accident.
Season 12.
Doc list. Yeah. We'll talk about season 13 at the end.
Okay, I didn't watch any of it.
Of season 12?
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I think season 12 is actually one of my more favorite seasons. It's the least like fake drama filled because there was real drama going on.
Yeah.
With She Who Must Not Be Named.
Yeah.
Times 2, I guess, technically. But
Yeah.
but I actually really, really enjoyed this season. Even though obviously the finale in quarantine is very bizarre, but you know, this is our life now.
I kind of like the format. I only saw
I didn't
clips
really
of
mind.
it.
I didn't really mind the finale, but like the overall season, I thought was great. I thought all the queens were really talented. It wasn't really that many. They called it like this season like the best friend race, and it definitely was like that. But I prefer that. I want it to be real. If people are fake fighting for TV, that is so boring to me. It's so early 2000s. We're so beyond that now. I feel like season 11 really, really suffered because they didn't really care about showcasing the queens. They just cared about stupid fights with Silky and everybody.
Yeah, season 11 is a blur.
I don't remember anything
happened.
from season 11.
I don't either.
And it wasn't well produced. But season 12, I remember like the performers actually got to perform on this season, and like that was sorely lacking from season 11. And I thought all the queens were great. Justice for Jackie Cox. She should have been top 4. I'm still mad about this.
I kept up exclusively by watching Movie Bitches on YouTube. They did a review. I think they were like 2 weeks behind every episode, so I just literally just watched it like that. And then Willem and Alaska's podcast.
Yeah, we got to talk
Race
about,
Chaser.
because there was like controversy about Gigi and why she didn't win the crown, but I don't listen to their podcast. I was just told about this.
Right. I don't know how true this is either. I think there was.
I don't think it's that true either. But I don't think production would have cared. So the whole drama is that Gigi used like a production house to film her finale like numbers, which you can easily tell that it is high.
I've heard
highly
mixed
produced.
things where like she originally did that, and then they threatened to like disqualify her, so they like re-recorded in her like garage or something.
I don't believe it.
I don't think so either.
It's
whatever.
Just
it was a good video.
High quality. It's too high quality.
I just thought it was funny because like it was really high quality, and then Crystal's was like crazy batshit insane. I loved every second.
Crystal was the most memorable of the entire finale.
And then fucking Jada was just like dancing the house down.
Yeah,
and
Jada like
literally in her house.
Yeah, but you could see that Jada kind of has like this pure natural talent that even though she's put in these restrictions, like she's still able to perform. She's like a true performer to me.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter like what box you throw her in, she's gonna be able to do the gig.
And for the controversy of like why Gigi didn't lose or win, I think there was a genuine push for Jada towards the end of the season for Jada to win.
The internet, at least Twitter was definitely Team Jada.
And people say they never count that, but like they usually.
I was thinking about the timing because literally like the Black Lives Matter thing happened like it was starting to brew, and then right after she won, it kind of like exploded. So I feel like they were also trying to keep up with the times because they decide when the episode airs or like the week of the episode. They probably know ahead of time, but like the ultimate decision is the week of because they always film the alternate.
Yeah, they usually record all the. That's why everyone like discounts like social media, but I'm like, no, they usually decide. That they definitely take that into account. They try to choose a winner that like appeals to everybody.
I don't think it was really the internet that helped Jada win as much as like the moment of like the Black Lives Matter, like everything was going on. I don't think right now was just the right time for another white young queen. Even though I think Gigi's very talented, and did Gigi win? I think she won the most challenges on that season.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she did. She kind of dominated the season. Like, she was definitely the front runner the entire time.
You can kind of tell from the edit, they were gearing for Miss Pie to get the crown.
So I've been talking about this forever, but, like, Sherry Pie, we'll name her. Whatever. Sherry Pie,
it's not an open secret.
Yeah, we all know. It was in the first screen of every episode you see in latest recent events, but so they never had a campy queen win, and like they've never like had someone make it all the way to the end who was like that considered that type of camp. So Sherry Pie was kind of like the vessel to finally make that happen and be that person, and obviously with everything that happened, it was really so with all of that it's really because they had a BuzzFeed article about Sherry that all this, because they would have kept the season exactly the same if it wasn't for that BuzzFeed article being like, these are all the victims, this is what happened. Like, after that, they totally changed everything.
I do think the show handled the controversy fairly well.
I think they went above and beyond what I expected them to.
Yeah. I was actually pretty impressed.
I was very impressed, even though it's just like the giant elephant in the room because like they cut her. You see her talk for like one line, but you don't see her talking. You know what I mean? It's just edited kind of strange, but there's.
And then she was cut out of an entire runway, which I thought was funny.
Well, that was because so that thing was because it was the Disney sponsored runway, so there was no way they were gonna keep that happening.
Yeah.
So. But overall, I think they did a great job with like dealing with the Sherry situation, and the Trevor Project got a lot of cute donations from it. So thank you.
So every time they donated, or every time Sherry won a cash prize, they also donated.
She didn't get the prize. They gave it to the Trevor Project.
I was under the impression they had to give her the prize. But,
no. So what I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I guarantee you in their contract that they don't get anything until the show airs. Guarantee. Because if something like this happened, they don't want to be like held accountable and have to give. Like if someone did something crazy, let's say she murdered someone or something, they're not going to keep giving her the prize. I guarantee you there's some sort of like clause in there that's going to prevent her from getting it.
This is definitely up there with reality show controversies, I think.
There have been reality stars that have murdered people, and they've had to take the shows down.
Yep, I remember.
Which is crazy. Rock of Love.
No, it was not Rock of Love. It was Megan Wants a Millionaire. Go look that up. It's very dark.
Yeah, no, there's been a couple of weird, like... It's always VH1, by the way.
Yeah.
That this stuff happens. Very strange.
Hopefully the show will learn and improve their, background.
It's a very... Something like this
it's very hard,
is kind of impossible to find out because it's not like a criminal record where... like it's documented by the police. Like this is kind of word of mouth type of situation. So it might happen again in the future just because something like this is so hard to even find out if it happened, if it's true, things like that. But hopefully they maybe are a little bit wiser when it comes to all this. And the psych eval, it's funny that Sherry passed. If she had any sort of issues. I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard mixed things about the psych eval too. So, but yeah, I avoided the season, both for Sherry and then a few other contestants.
Yeah. Though I thought it was great. I'm really happy with this season. It's only the even seasons that I think are good for the most part. Like, so this just continues to confirm.
She just erased season 9 like that.
Season 9 as a season isn't good. Season 9 for the contestants is great.
I think season 9 is
the only good part of season 9 is the when they had the reunion and the finale. The actual like season is not good, but the contestants are great. But just the season itself.
Some of the challenges were fun, and then a lot of the contestants. I love the contestants. But anyways, besides the point, irrelevant.
We'll be talking about season 9 anyway, because well, let's talk about All Stars 5. Did you watch All Stars
5? So, I mean, it just ended, but Caitlin, what were your overall thoughts on the season?
This All Stars 5, I just could not get... there was only a couple episodes the entire season. I thought the finale was great. I think they did a good job with the finale. I wasn't crazy about the song they did at the end. Like,
I think
You Wrote You and Kitty Girl are the only two good All-Star finale
Kitty Girl is
songs.
not good. Anyway.
No, I love Kitty. I think Kitty Girl really shows off all the verses well. And they got to... the way they did the whole thing, I think, is a lot better than what they did this season. I just think... it was, if it wasn't for India, the problem with season 5 is that they got rid of Derek Barry, the first episode. And Derek Barry is amazing TV. If you're going to do a reality show, you need people. Derek Barry made season 8. Season 8 would be nothing without Derek being like the villain.
How dare you insult the Bob show featuring other queens?
I mean, Bob is like a legend, but Derek kept the TV interesting. If you don't have a villain, it's just sometimes you need it, and we needed it this season because it was just. Well, my issue with season All Stars 5 is that 2 of the contestants voted themselves out, and it wasn't like a Ben de la Creme situation. That was at least like highly dramatic and like she was really passionate.
That was
it was just like the girls just kind of gave up, which I wish it didn't happen.
I am a fan. So with the format change with
I love the lip sync assassin. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
I thought that was fun, but
except for Fancy, that was really bad.
That was just a waste of talent on Kennedy Davenport.
How do they do that to Kennedy Davenport? How dare they?
So I like that aspect. I just think a survival style voting didn't work because I forget who said this. It might have been Movie Bitches or something, or maybe Race Chaser. I don't remember. But for an art form like drag, you're getting to know someone's art form and their expression of themselves through that. And it's hard to vote someone off because like,
the thing is, yeah, all the queens, especially because this season had a lot of early season queens, which I love because early season queens don't care about like, saving face. They like give you the drama that you want. But the early season queens, they're all really, really close because Drag Race used to be so small and was such a small community. And they all live in LA, so they all see each other all the time. So like they would save all their friends, and it's just not interesting. Like the alliances on the show were just like boring to me.
Well, when the first episode, when Mayhem and India were talking about alliances, I was like, oh, if this is the case, this might be more interesting down the road.
And it didn't. It
didn't really pan out. And I think, like I said, I think it's more of we're showcasing talent, so it's hard to hate on anybody because basically you're voting on someone if their art's good enough, and it feels weird.
The nice thing about this season is that they did everyone who, so they had like the group vote, but then they also have the queens who vote, who are in the lip sync. But I think they all voted very fairly. Like they really did base it on everybody besides Alexis. They basically based it on their track record for the episode, which I think it was very fair of them. But it's very boring television.
Sometimes I think in theory, I like them voting fair, but I kind of wanted a Manila moment. Not for Shay.
The Alexis situation was basically a Manila moment. But besides that,
I would like a high ball player to be voted out early.
Well, I feel like the queens weren't playing smart. They should have all just rallied against Shay the many times they had a chance, because obviously everyone knew Shay was basically, if she was on this show, she was going to win. And producers could have intervened and, like, even if they all voted for her, like, found a way to keep her on, because that's what they do. But
I think production was favoring Cracker. Like,
really? I don't think so. I don't think so because even though Cracker won the most challenges, they can't have another white blonde queen. Like, that's been the criticism from the get-go since Trixie won. They can't have another white blonde queen, even though Trixie's half. She presents her character as white, but we know she's not totally white. But the fans perceive her as white as well. They just couldn't have done that, especially because the finale was way after the Black Lives Matter movement, so it's already in everyone's consciousness. There was just no way they were going to let Cracker win based on that.
I think production was just favoring Cracker because, especially a lot of the judges' critiques were like would paint her more favorably than some of the other queens, particularly Shay. Shay was like constantly insulted. Her drag was called crafty, that was
really weird for that outfit because obviously I think that was a Florence the Lead. Like that's like really, really like high drag fashion. That was weird. That I didn't. Yeah, that was strange.
And crafty usually used in a negative connotation, and even if something was like handmade or something, to call it crafty is very insulting.
Yeah, especially on Drag Race.
Yeah, and so I don't know, and I'll talk about this when we get into Canada's Drag Race.
I think we have so much to talk about with Canada.
Oh
but let's just finish up All Stars 5. I'm very happy for Shay. This is I really like the top 3. I thought they were great. Like
I'd rather have Alexis than Cracker, but that's just my bias.
Cracker did better than Alexis though on the show.
Yeah. But I think the top 3 is pretty strong.
It was a good top 3.
Juju's final runway was gorgeous. I
Yes.
can't
Diego
stop thinking about it. It was so yeah. Congrats to the Diego Montoya
Yeah,
because
Diego
like
Montoya
literally all
did
his fashion.
two of the Cracker and Jujubee were both wearing Diego Montoya in their final finale.
And
runway.
then Blair was also, and then
Diego
Cracker wore him
in the finale
early. She wore him for the Freak runway. And
yeah, she did.
So Diego got his fashion on TV. So
Oh my
congrats to him.
goodness, like everywhere from the Oscars to Drag Race.
And yeah, I was. This is the first season I was actually really nervous about who would get crowned because
Really, I heard very mixed things if Shay had made it or not to the finale because people were telling me totally different things. Some people were like, yeah, she's definitely top 4. And then other people were like, no, she went home early and she was really upset about it. Everyone knew about this. So I didn't know what the hell the truth was.
I remember those rumors too. And it was like probably 2 or 3 years ago that like, I think another queen shaded Shay. And it was just like, because I think Shay had some like slightly off-color tweets or whatever. It wasn't like anything mean. It just seemed like she was like upset about something. And people were like, "Oh, we know she's upset about Drag Race," and it's like they haven't even recorded the season yet. But
well, I had heard people. Yeah, I heard people saw Shay early before production wrap. Blah 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 blah. So I'm glad those rumors were false. Obviously, Shay is very deserving crowned winner. Except now there's all this controversy because with her crowning, they celebrated with her friends and no one was wearing masks. They had like a giant party.
10 people. It was like 10 people.
The thing is, in Chicago,
I'm gonna give her a break on that.
In Chicago, the coronavirus cases are down, so it's not like she's in LA or like Florida. So
it's not some huge influencer party in California where 3 people had COVID.
Those are people like those
things
are people or the meth gala.
Don't get me started.
But yeah, people were really going crazy about Shay, which
I think they're being harsh because a lot of Cracker fans were upset.
Really?
Yeah.
I think people are just upset in general because if you're following quarantine rules and you see other people obviously not caring about it, then it does get to you. I know from firsthand experience.
I did think, well, actually I didn't think this, but I was kind of hoping they saved the double crowning for this season because I really want Juju to win.
No. They're not going to do that trick again, maybe ever.
I thought Juju was beyond the season. Like, a complete 180.
She held up the whole, like, her confessionals held up the entire season.
Yeah.
This season would have been such a snooze fest without Jujubee.
It was Shay and Juju's season. Like, it was a joy to have her on TV again. And same with Shay. I was excited to see Shay every week. So.
I've been saying that I just want Jujubee to be on every Drag Race episode, not to compete, just to do the commentary.
Yeah.
Forever,
I hope she has a podcast or something. I'd listen to that.
Yeah. It's funny because I've met Shay many times, and I know Cracker very well. But Jujubee, I only met one time. And, like, she's always kind of been in Boston and doesn't really leave Boston. So it's always nice to see her on TV because she's not as accessible as the other queens as far as like touring and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I just really enjoyed her and Shay. And yeah, I'm glad. So now this is 3 of the top 4 of season 9 have the crown.
Yes, I know. And everyone's like, and Peppermint was on Broadway.
I mean, she was.
She
so,
was.
Like, the talent.
I really hope Peppermint does come back. We need more trans representation on Drag Race.
I hope so too. I mean, I don't think she needs it. But
she doesn't need it. No, she doesn't need
it. It would be a joy to see Peppermint on TV again.
I want her to win the crown. Everyone needs to win from season 9. Even though I didn't like season 9 as a season, I like the contestants on season 9.
Agreed to an extent. Do you want to take another break, or do you want to? Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about
Canada's Drag Race. My favorite current Drag Race season of the year.
I agree. Yeah. I've been really enjoying it. But
we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Okay.
Bye,
Ken.
Bye.
Okay.
I know. Wig, I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did
we're back.
Yay! With some technical difficulties.
Only some
Woo.
technical difficulties.
This is our first time doing it like this,
I
so
know.
it's to be expected.
Yeah, I don't know. Technology is weird.
Well, everyone's life. We're on a Zoom call, and like this is just everyone's life now until the end of time.
It
It's
really
just
is.
Zoom calls until death do us part.
I don't know if I don't think I got to announce this when I did do our last episode. But I was on a friend's podcast. I'm gonna give them a little shout out right now.
Yeah, do it.
But it's called I've Read That, and it's by my two high school friends, Summer and Michelle. And we did an episode on The Great Gatsby, and that was my first time doing a recording over like Zoom or Skype or something. So it was really fun. But I don't know how they do their audio usually, but it worked out pretty well for that time. So.
And we'll talk a bit about where we're gonna take this podcast after we talk about our next couple subjects. Because we're almost done, ladies and gents. I know you missed us, but we can't be here all day.
I know. So we should talk about the current season of Drag Race that's running.
Yay!
Canada's Drag Race.
Yay! I only like the Drag Race seasons that are not American. I still haven't watched Drag Race Thailand. I am so mad season 1 is not available anywhere. Thailand.
Yeah, it's not.
Only
I watched
season
that while
2 is
it was
available in
airing.
America. I wish I watched it. I didn't have WoW back then. WoW Presents.
I watched like a fan edit because they put subtitles that were more helpful.
Yeah.
And that was useful, but I haven't seen the second season, but the first season's really good. I didn't like Drag Race UK. I got a little bored of it.
I love Drag Race UK, but I'm not looking for. If apparently everyone sucks on the new season. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know who any of the queens are, but that's just the tea I heard. I have no idea who these people are, but
yeah. But Canada is really surprising me.
Yay!
I'm
Though
enjoying
everyone's
it.
very, very mad at the judges right now because we just watched the episode with Jeffrey Boyer Chapman. But everyone hates all the judges, which I don't really understand because I think Brooke and the I can't think of the other one. Who is it? Stacey Abrams, right?
Mackenzie.
Stacey McKenna. That's like another person. Stacey McKenzie.
No, it's okay. I honestly, Stacey's the only judge I care about.
She's the one who like actually has like the most to give, like knowledge wise, to the contestants.
Yeah, I don't fully understand why Jeffrey's there. Like, is he the pretty one? Is that?
I think he's trying to be like he's supposed to be like this sassy like RuPaul fill-in, I guess. I think he's supposed to be like a RuPaul Michelle situation, but he doesn't have like he's an actor. As far as I know, he doesn't have any experience with the drag world. As far as I know.
I mean,
I don't
been on
know.
Drag Race. He's been on Drag Race.
Yeah, besides that, but I mean, like, he was an actor. I used to watch him on Unreal. I love that show.
Yeah, not a fan of his, especially on the.
I don't understand him. He seems like because I listened to his episode with on What's a Tea when I used to listen to that, and he seemed like a nice, genuine person. But I don't know what's going on in Canada's Drag Race with him because that's like weird. But I also think it's just this episode. I feel like the rest of the season's probably not going to be as crazy.
I thought his judging for this episode was especially harsh, but like, I think it was like episode 2.
And we're talking about because by the time this comes out, the new episode will have been.
Oh yeah. It was
so we're talking
episode
about
4, I think.
4. I think
that's
we're on
what we're talking
3.
about. No, we're on like 5.
Are we really? I don't even. I just love Canada's Drag Race, but I'm not paying attention.
I think this episode is like Snatch Game or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, so we're talking about the episode before Snatch Game.
Yeah,
that hasn't aired yet here.
The Recycle Challenge.
Yeah, the Recycle Challenge.
And the judges' critiques were really harsh for no apparent reason.
The internet's very angry about it. I mean, it's just a critique though. At the end of the day, like. I guess like fans haven't grown up with like American Idol. Like Simon Cowell used to drag the contestants like body and soul, you know. So I feel like it's sassy and maybe like not a good critique, but I don't think it's like the end of the world.
It would be fine if it was a judge that had experience, but it's like, who is this guy? Like, why is he?
Yeah,
he's just being like a mean gay basically. And
yeah,
like,
no, he's like the judgmental gay.
And I think it was like episode 2 where he gets in because all the judges will give like puns on like the elimination sort of how RuPaul does, but he's like the most like trying to emulate RuPaul, and it's fucking annoying. It's like unbearable.
But I feel like production, because it's the same. I think they had. I don't know if this is true, but I think they had some of the same producers like watching over Drag Race in Canada to like I guess I'm assuming to like make sure it's running properly. So I feel like they probably were like, act like RuPaul. We don't have RuPaul here, so act like RuPaul.
Well, I feel
That's
like
my guess. I have no idea.
When the other judges do it, it's less of a caricature.
Yeah.
Or like it seems a little. I mean, it's fake, but it feels a little more genuine. It feels like more of them themselves. But like when he's doing it, it's like clearly trying to do like a RuPaul impression, and it's like not cute. It's not fun. He's like my least favorite part of the show. But I'm actually.
But I think overall the show's great.
Oh yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
I love all the contestants. Even there, I mean, you could tell there's like some filler queens on the show, but I still enjoy the filler queens. Like it's not like the American filler queens. They're like they still are like interesting and have interesting backstories.
I was both surprised when I learned that Kine was on, and then Kine got eliminated so early because
I never heard of Kine before, and apparently Kine was like a thing.
Yeah, I used to watch her drag videos.
Was she like a YouTuber?
Yeah, she's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
And she still does YouTube. And she
now she's a TikTok star.
Oh yeah.
She does math problems.
She uses that personality, but like yeah, I used to watch her like drag videos, and I think she's really creative on there, and it helps a lot of like baby queens and stuff. So I think she was useful in that regard, but I don't know. I felt like she was weird on the show, so I
think her elimination episode wasn't that bad. It was just like the episode before when she was talking back.
She was like a little brat, but it was like whatever.
But it makes good TV. Like if people are acting out, that's good TV. No complaints.
The eliminations this season so far have been very
questionable.
Surprising. Yeah.
My thing isn't even the eliminations; it's who's been on the bottom. Because I haven't agreed with the bottom the entire series. Like, certain queens should have been on the bottom multiple times. And
I was very upset that Anastasia, that was her name.
And not
I was like a super fan of hers. Like, I was super drawn to her. And then episode 3, she's out. So
I feel like she didn't have enough personality on the show. That's why they got rid of her.
Disagree.
Really?
Disagree.
Do you really? I feel like she kind of faded in the background.
Cause I didn't know any of the girls. Like I didn't know any of the contestants when the season started. I didn't watch any of the Meet the Queens. I just saw like the promo.
I didn't either. I don't think.
And the first episode I was immediately drawn to her, and then I think Jimbo.
Jimbo is literally the entire internet is obsessed with Jimbo, myself included. That's who I want to win.
I hope she goes far.
Jimbo also looks exactly like John Cameron Mitchell out of drag. Not as Hedwig, out of drag.
I don't know if I know that name. I know that name, but I don't know if
Hedwig.
Mama, I didn't.
You never watched the movie?
No.
I saw it on Broadway as well, so I've seen John Cameron.
The Hedwig I know is Neil Patrick Harris.
He was really... I actually prefer... This is like horrible, like... Hedwig, blasphemy, yeah. But I actually preferred Neil Patrick Harris on Broadway over John Cameron Mitchell on Broadway. I actually think Neil is a bit more interesting. But anyway, also, so if we want to go into our favorites, Priyanka is my other favorite. I love Priyanka so freaking much. Her confessionals are so funny. Her runway like commentary is freaking hilarious. So my top 2 all the way is Jimbo and Priyanka. I freaking love them.
I love me some Priyanka. She's not one I initially rooted for, but after that win for the hair runway,
oh my god,
I'm about her.
She's like, just in her tweets are insane. I'm obsessed with her Twitter. It's just random words, but they're hilarious.
I think she's pretty great. I'm trying to think who else are my favorites. Jimbo, obviously.
Oh, and we should talk about Miss Lemon.
Miss Lemon from New York.
From New York. So we talked about a New York queen being on Canada's Drag Race, and I guess Reddit picked it up when that episode aired, and they're like, who is it? They know who it is. And it was Lemon.
I don't remember I think I might have learned that from you, but
it was not a secret in New York at all.
Yeah. And then I think another queen, a friend of mine, told me as well. Yeah, I'm excited. She's been actually pretty great. I've been enjoying her.
She's making New York proud. She's doing really
Yeah.
well on the show.
I've
I
been
love,
enjoying
because
her.
on the last episode, which is not the Snatch Game because that hasn't aired yet. On the last episode, I loved her runway look.
I hated it.
I thought the only two good looks were hers and Jimbo's. That was it.
I actually really like that runway.
I like when they do unconventional challenges because it's like an even playing field. Like either you can envision something and make it come to life, or you can't.
I just this is what I was going to talk about in our last segment. Especially towards like Shay and other in terms of like craftiness. Especially on this season, they've been like critiquing like both crafty and also like campy or like costumey drag, and I'm like,
I don't
that's literally what drag is.
It's like, it's literally like, do you not understand these are theatrical performers? Like,
yeah, like drives me insane.
But that's always been a critique on Drag Race because they expect people to be like fashion runway models, but
that's not everybody. Like
that, it is especially in New York. It actually is part of drag here in New York, but in the wider context of drag, it's such a small, minute thing, and this is why queens are spending like $500,000 to be on the show just so they can have looks like that.
The first time I like realized they didn't get it was Nina West's. She does like a reference to like the operas, like the stereotypical opera singer. And like, and it was like made out of hair or something. It was made out of something crazy, and it was like so good. And they were just like, "Oh, it's too campy, it's too costumey." I'm like,
they hated
literally what it's supposed
Nina
to be.
West for, though, to be fair. But I liked all her outfits because they are costumes. But
that's what they're supposed to be. Like, I don't know. That was my big problem with this past episode and the judging. And that was my biggest problem with this past episode is that the judging's critique was like just bad. But let's see how Snatch Game goes.
They haven't given any hints on who the characters are, and I'm dying. I hope everyone's like, I want Priyanka to do Celine Dion to prove Brooklyn how bad she was at it.
I know this is a weird complaint, but some of the Canadianisms are just like completely over my head.
Oh really? Like what?
I'm
just obsessed with how they say outfit and a boots.
Oh yeah,
and my favorite because they say on Schitt's Creek because they recorded in Canada. They say sorry, and they turned that into a song. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, Stacey McKenzie's definitely like you can see her like Canadian accent comes out.
Strong.
I love her so much. I'm like obsessed with her.
She's the best.
But I think it was the second episode when they do like the
PSA.
The PSA history stuff. I was like, it was just so wild to me. I was like, I watched it with my roommate, and we were just like, what is
Yeah, it was very bizarre, but you can kind of see what they were going for. I don't think it got lost in translation. I think you could.
It did for me.
Did it really?
It was just like a lot. Like I felt like I was like on an acid trip or like doing too much drugs.
Well, it was like a weird parody because I guess those like the PSAs are like kind of serious about Canadian history. That's what I'm taking away. I have no idea like about that at all.
It was just really wild to me. So, but like I said, I have enjoyed it. I do hope Jeffrey is gone next season. I'm not a big fan of him.
I have a feeling that's not going to happen. World of Wonder loves Jeffrey, and when they love you, they won't get rid of you. So I really doubt he's going anywhere.
And then, that was my other complaint. Was just like, so at the end of this season, whoever there is the winner will literally have more experience than Brooklyn. In terms of judging.
And like of winning.
Yeah.
No, but Brooklyn is the ultimate winner because Brooklyn got her own show and none of the winners have their own show. And she probably is making more money than the prize money of Drag Race. Guarantee you.
But I don't. It's interesting. I mean, it's glad to see. I'm glad to see Brooklyn on our TVs again because
I actually like her on the judges panel, even though people have issues with her too, which I don't understand. But I like her because she's the only drag queen they've ever had on any judges panel that isn't RuPaul.
Yeah.
Ever. So it's nice to have that like someone with that type of experience. And Brooklyn is really, really accomplished outside of Drag Race as well. So
yeah. I have my problems with her, but they're less. Like, I have a lot of problems with RuPaul, and they're not going to get rid of her
so,
anytime soon. So
yeah.
it's just like, I'm fine with Brooklyn being on the judges panel. I just don't like Jeffrey. So, and yeah, that was my little tangent about Drag Race.
Yeah, I love Canada's Drag Race. It's been more exciting for me. I haven't mentioned this. Like, Canada's Drag Race, every episode, I like cry laugh. The contestants are just so funny, and like even like the mini challenges, I haven't laughed like this about Drag Race in years. Like, I haven't found any of the episodes, even like even the stupid PSA was still like there's funny moments. Like, all the contestants are freaking hilarious on purpose, which I haven't experienced with Drag Race in years and years.
Yeah.
It's just so unusual.
It feels very refreshing, and I'm glad we're seeing it now. And I mean, I've already told Caitlin this. I know who makes it to the top 3. I'm not spoiling
I don't want
it.
Personally, I don't want to know, because I get ruined every year.
I am happy about who's on there. So.
Okay. I really hope it's good people. And I didn't put this in our doc, but we should just talk about, since it just got released, about Holland's Drag Race. So the World of Wonder, I think, announced earlier this year that they were going to do 7 countries, and I don't know if that included UK and Canada or not. So they were going to have separate like drag races around the world, and I guess Holland's one of the newer ones. So we'll see how that goes.
People were also talking about Drag Race Germany, but
Germany just had like a drag show that was basically a Drag Race ripoff.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So
are they gonna do that? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, the franchise. I haven't heard of Holland actually having a drag scene, because when I was researching about Europe for my book, I didn't really hear. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's not like very big as far as I know. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but
I'm just over the oversaturation of Drag Race. So I mean,
well, I prefer them all over the original Drag Race. So I say every country you want to do Drag Race, I will freaking watch it, because it's still more entertaining than the U.S. version.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm watching on the U.S. version is All Stars, and that was literally for Shea Coulee. So
yeah, and that All Stars season once again, but. So season 13 apparently has started filming. That's allegedly.
That's wild to me.
It's crazy during a pandemic that they're allegedly filming. I don't know that they're filming, but the queens are gone. The queens who are on the season, they have not posted on their Instagrams in a hot minute.
I mean, there are talks. I think the most recent like big thing was like is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
Yeah.
They recently filmed a whole movie under quarantine.
Oh yeah, I know. With the same Euphoria. Okay, so you can film the whole movie, but you can't do season 2 of Euphoria. I'm so mad about this.
It was less.
It was like 3 people in it or something. Yeah.
I think it's possible to do production right now, but
well, in LA, because they were filming Hey Queen, like production has kind of resumed in LA. So
that's still wild to me though, because
it's wild to me too.
I think like LA is open, but like the county like right above it is like completely closed.
Well, the pandemic is freaking raging in LA, but the thing is, in LA, people never. I don't know. They quarantined at the beginning, and then everything went back to normal. Like nothing was going. And now, like, look how many cases are there. Crazy to me.
I hope the production is.
But
safe
New York is also supposed to be doing that. Me too.
I'll believe that when I see that. But
I guess they have to take corona tests to be on set. They have to.
I hope production is safe.
Yeah, seriously.
I hope there's no controversies like last season.
From the queens who have allegedly left, doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't seem like it.
Well, the Sherry Pie thing didn't even happen until after she came back, like the revelations about her. So. But from the queens that I know of who are allegedly on, they don't seem that controversial, which I'm sure is a move on production's part on purpose.
Well, now that we stated that we know a few queens on,
we're not going to name names, so I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
But
do you have any hopefuls? Or this might be messy. I don't know.
No, I mean, from the ones I heard, I mean, good luck to everybody. I don't have any problems with anybody who is allegedly on. Like, good luck. Enjoy. I hope you make it far, especially if they're from New York. I always want my New York queens to do as well as possible.
Bring the crown home. Hasn't been
Yeah.
here in a while.
Well, we almost had the crown until someone messed up.
I don't know. I hope season 13 doesn't come out this year. I doubt it will.
Well, it wouldn't
but,
come out this year. It would come out. It would
The
be
way
the
they're
same
pumping,
schedule.
pumping out content, I would not be surprised.
They always film in the summer, and then it always comes out like the earliest December. But there's no way it's gonna come out.
I don't know, because they're doing the Las Vegas thing too. All right. Well, Drag Race, we got that.
She's out of the way. We talked about her. It's been 50 seasons since we last recorded.
There's been 2 million queens on Drag Race. RuPaul
There
is
honestly
60.
are. Well, I was thinking about All Stars. There's been like 50 All Stars queens, and there's only been like 120 queens.
Wait, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Though actually that's not true. Like the repeating queens, like Latrice and stuff. So that's probably not 50, but around maybe
Slightly
like
less.
45 or 40
Well, the first season had 6.
repeats.
Or not 6 repeats. First season had 6 teams, so there's 12 contestants.
Yeah, true. And then some of them came back.
Yeah. Anyways, there's been a lot of queens. There's been a lot of Drag Race. Drag is still going.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing, like, literally the only way I can tell what day it is anymore is based on Drag Race schedule. Like, I now know what
God.
Thursdays are because of Canada's Drag Race.
Wait, how do you watch? Do you have WoW?
I have WoW, yeah.
Okay. I might have to steal
I like
that from
to,
you.
yeah, I have offered. But,
You have.
yeah. But, like, I try to, at first, like, when Canada first came out, I was like, whatever, I'll just watch it my own time. But then, like, Twitter has latched on to Canada's Drag Race, so you will just get spoiled if you go on Twitter. So now
yeah.
I just watch it when it comes out.
I usually look up spoilers because we usually watch it a few days later. Mm-hmm. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I did the same thing with, no, actually, I think All Stars we watched live, which was good. But, we've been watching
All
it on...
Stars I kind of had to watch live because it takes so long for the episode to be uploaded on VH1 that if you don't watch it live, you're gonna get spoiled. And
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
We watched on a few Twitch channels that would like stream it live, which was good. Because I have access to VH1, but the ads kept like interrupting it for whatever reason. It was weird. It was just like
Yeah, I had issues with ads as well because I watch it on VH1 Live, which is like their online site.
Yeah.
Because I have cable and like I don't know, the ads are really weird. They don't always work, and I'm always delayed because I like chat with people while I'm watching. I'm always delayed by like a minute, which drives me insane. Because everyone will tell me what happened.
Oh, do you remember? Back in the dark ages of Drag Race, when streaming wasn't readily available, watching a stream online with the Brazilian twink that would like dance during commercial breaks and
What?
stuff. No, okay.
What? I wish I did. That's amazing.
He would like, it was like a bad recording of the TV, and he would like interrupt it, and it was so messy. It was like, that's how you knew you were in the Drag Race, man.
Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious.
I think it was
wish
like
I'd
back
seen
in
this.
like season 7, season 8. I think it was in there.
Okay.
But yeah,
The only episodes I watched like was before season 6 when they took off all the episodes off of Netflix, so there was no way to watch it in America at all. Basically, that's the only time I've watched it like online like that.
RIP. I remember because when they took it off, I was in the middle of season 2, I think, or rewatching season 2. And when they took it off Amazon, when I went to the UK for a school trip, and since I had access to
the UK
organically, Netflix, I clicked on Drag Race, and it was like it was the last episode I watched on season 2.
Well, that's how my friend, she's from America, like all her like European friends introduced her to Drag Race because you can get every single season on their Netflix. And then she came to like, she didn't finish and she came back to America and she's like, where is it? I'm like, it's not anywhere. This was before they put up like, they now have like 1 to 6 on Amazon and Hulu.
Yeah.
And All Stars, I think 1 and 2 are on there.
Yeah, 1 and 2 because I just
But
rewatched.
you still
2.
can't get any of the other seasons like legally.
Oh, and
unless
Untucked?
You pay a
Forget
lot of
about
money.
it. Untucked's
Oh,
like,
Untucked
it
doesn't even
exist.
Yeah, it doesn't. Honestly, the past few years of Untucked are so boring. Season 12's Untucked was awful.
I didn't watch
There was
any of it.
no redeeming moments. And also, All Stars 5 had Untucked for the first time ever. And that was also
Since season
so
1.
boring.
Since season 1.
Did All Stars season 1 have
Yeah.
Untucked? Oh, I didn't know that.
That's how we got teleporters to Mars.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm forgetting about that.
Yeah, I don't know, it didn't need Untucked because I kind of enjoyed when they go back and they're like deliberating. That counts as Untucked for me. Like,
Well, I love
happy for
Canada's Drag Race because they include Untucked in the regular show.
Yeah.
And it's not anything boring. It's just like the exciting parts.
So, I don't know. Drag Race is changing. Drag is changing.
I'm glad that it's been consistent because, it's really hard in quarantine. And it's just been like literally the only thing that I've watched consistently like live.
I know. What do I watch on Fridays now?
I thought it was going to be the Vegas show, but I guess not. That's the end of August.
I mean, no offense to them, but I don't really want to watch that.
I just want to see, because it looks kind of messy, so I'm just interested to see if
it kind of looks like the Jersey Shore of drag. Like, I'm not
really
about it. Or like Real World or something. Like, I'm not into it.
It does. That is a correct analysis. That's what it looks like.
So, yeah, I probably won't watch that. Hope them well. Hope they make their money.
I'm just happy we still have Canada's Drag Race because
for a little bit.
That's ending. Yeah.
I swear to God, they're going to announce they're going to do a different country right after. It's going to be like...
No, I hope so. Because Canada's Drag Race was like announced. I mean, they gave it like a month announcement, but it was kind of last minute. Like people weren't expecting it.
Yeah, it did come out of nowhere, but...
Also, it came out while All Stars 5 is airing, which was weird.
I mean...
I think they should have staggered it. Because I know in Canada they want to watch All Stars,
But, I don't know.
Whatever. It's a good show.
That comes to our wrap-up.
Oh my God. We haven't had an episode in like 5 months.
I know. It's been a while.
So much has changed. The whole drag world has changed. The whole world has changed. We've changed.
More importantly, I've changed. My hair is very long now.
It is. That's like the longest I think I've ever seen.
This is the longest it's ever been.
Yeah. And my hair is the shortest it's ever been because I just kept cutting my hair off in quarantine.
She had a quarantine nightmare and broke down and just
I
cut
was
off
just like, I cannot take, like, because there's no hairstylist to go to at the time. I was like, I can't take this. It's going.
I think it's almost been a whole year since my last haircut. I think it's like either September or October. So.
The funny thing is I always cut my own hair anyway, but now I was just like, no, it's just, I'm not dealing with this. It's all going.
Well, like the first month of quarantine, everybody just shaved their head. So
yeah,
just like, I
and
don't
then they
that.
dyed their hair.
They either dyed their hair or shaved their head or did a combination.
Yeah, everyone did that.
I kind of want to get a perm. I have an at-home perm kit. I might do it.
Be very careful.
But if I don't like it, I can shave it off. It's not, like
good point.
It'll be like a last hurrah for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I support that because you have the option to cut it off.
So, quarantine's weird.
What should we should talk about where we see this podcast going?
Sure. Okay.
We haven't even talked about it amongst each other.
We haven't.
So I think this was my original plan at the beginning of quarantine. I think I should just start reaching out to my friends from around the world, my drag friends from around the world. And if they have a good microphone, see what's going on in the world with drag. And of course, New York queens too. They're always going to be priority. It's just, right now in New York, it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
But I think if we can get people... my internet's not the best, but I am moving in a month, so we'll see if it gets a little better. But
currently,
that's what I'd like to do.
My internet's pretty good at the moment, but I'm also moving in a month, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Everything's in flux.
But that's not going to it's not going to make a difference if we have bad internet connections.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
But yeah, we'll probably reach out to some both international and national queens.
Yeah, around the country.
Yeah.
Also, we still have those 3 episodes we have to release.
Yeah.
They're good episodes. I'm excited for them.
They are.
I've been waiting a long time for these episodes, so they are going to be dated. Obviously, we're going to put a disclaimer in front of each episode that they're dated. But they were good interviews.
They were. I think they were good. The one we have a very special guest on will most likely be the next episode. After this one.
Honestly, you could decide when you want to edit them.
Yeah.
But I think it's better for you to edit earlier than later before like this whole moving thing happens.
So those 3 episodes will probably follow this episode, hopefully. Yeah. We'll see.
I think that it makes sense just to get them out there.
That'll give us a little time in between. Yeah. Yeah, they're just going to be dated. One was literally recorded, I think, like, the same week that
the pandemic, like, we all got quarantined, like, the day after.
And then one...
That was crazy.
The other one...
And one was on in mid-February.
Yeah. And it was, like, I think it was the same week as, like...
it was right before season 13.
12.
12. I keep thinking... I'm thinking ahead.
And I think it was like the same week as the Build series interview.
Yeah.
So it was before. It was before all the stuff about Sherry.
Oh yeah, but we knew.
I think we alluded to it. I can't remember.
We alluded to it, but I don't even remember what the. It's such a crazy episode. I don't even know.
Honestly,
what we talked about.
I think it's a very special guest, and I'm excited to post that. They were very sweet. I don't know. Should I spoil it right now? Or no. Okay.
Should we hint it? Let's say this guest has a lot of drama in their lives.
Has a lot of what?
Drama.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I would say they had a lot of drama in their lives.
They're very dramatic in their lives.
Yeah. And
that's our hint.
That's our little hint. So hopefully it'll come out mid-August, I guess, because this will come out August 2nd, I think.
Oh my God, August. Every day has been March, like 13th to me, you know?
I know. So
the weather has gotten slightly warmer, but it's the same every day.
That means we haven't posted in 6 months. That's wild to me.
That's insane. And we are definitely paying to keep this going. So we are committed to doing this podcast. It's just life.
We just got our bill for SoundCloud. So
yeah, it was very high. So we're clearly committed to doing this.
For all 9 of our listeners, we love you so much. We paid money.
And everyone who's been like begging me for new episodes, like I'm so sorry.
People were begging you for new episodes.
They were just like, "Where the hell is this podcast?" I'm like, life is just so crazy, and
Mama,
I also blame you a
died.
lot. Yeah, I was like, it was always like Martyr's dying. Martyr said Black Lives Matter and may die. Like it was always just like something dramatic with you.
Yep. I live that lifestyle, but
yeah, you're our special guest on the night. You're the dramatic one.
I'm the dramatic one. Okay, well. I'm Martyr.
I'm C.Tepper.
And this was Wigging Out by Corona. Coronavirus. Oh my God. Bye.
I'm C.Tepper. You can follow me on Instagram at CTEPPER and read my book, The State of Drag, where I interviewed 175 drag queens from around the world. All proceeds go to charity on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I love that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Drag the Martyr. And if you have any thoughts, comments, dick pics, send them to dragthemartyr@gmail.com.
Listen, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Pandora.
And catch up with past episodes on WERRRK.com. That's WERRRK.com. Artwork for Wigging Out was provided by Glitter Baby Online. That's Glitter Baby Online. Thank you.